Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Railroads. Today's beverage is a very refreshing and nicely chilled elderflower infused sparkling water. So welcome back to the game, and previously on single player we were on the Northwest US scenario, attempting what I think is the most difficult, maybe even impossible, and certainly the most ludicrous challenge to date, and that was to try and get a win by not building anything. So not placing any track, not running any trains, not carrying any cargo, which is quite difficult because that's the game, but we did manage to not get a win per se, but we didn't get bought out, so it wasn't a complete failure, and I think we kept to the spirit of the challenge, even though I did build a tiny bit of track because basically the AI wasn't doing anything. I think it expects us to actually play the game in order to get going, and well, after a while it did, and we managed to buy out some of the opponents and also do a lot of industry stuff. Now, there's been a couple of comments suggesting we do attempt this again, and I think we well, that's what we're going to do now. The thing is, in order to really get a win, you have to do these scenario objectives, and a lot of them are like to connect things up, which we can't do because we're not allowed to build, and also it's about carrying stuff, again, which we're not allowed to do. Some of it is just like achieve a net worth, get certain amount of stakes in people's companies. We're going to pare it down to the absolute basics and make it easy for us here. I say easy, easier. I'm going to go over to the Mesa Madness. This is the custom/multiplayer scenario of 4 players, and there's basically only 2 victory conditions, and that is to basically not be bought out and be the last railroad standing. So what we've done is we picked a map that is hopefully beneficial for us because obviously it's very, it's very topographical. There's a lot of bridges that's going to be built and tunnels, so that's more expensive for the AI that's actually going to be building. And then for ourselves, we just have to sort of sit there, check out the industries, and try and not be bought out. Let's just go to OK and see how we get on this one. As I said, giving us the max sort of advantage possible here. Let me just pause it, and we'll also put it to max speed here. So there's ourselves, we've got Jim Hill, Jay Cook, and Otto von Bismarck. So we have been we've been positioned in a pretty nice place on the very sort of north west of the map. In fact, you can't really get much more northwest here, and that's in Murphy. Let's just have a quick look around. So we've got Adderholt over there. I'm just going to have a scoot around. Let me just zoom out here. We have Cunningham, and this is actually quite a large map, isn't it? Yes, okay. So there's like gold mines over here, so that's all good. Again, the way we're going to win. Oh, in Gilmore, we have Jay Cook. Okay, yeah. So the way we're going to win is by seeing what the AI transports and then buy out that industry. There's Garrison there and Bates. So I'm just again having a scoot around and see if I can find the other Spalding, the other AI. So I'm going to be around here. There's O'Toole and Jizat. Okay, not here. Not in there either. Okay, this is interesting. It's going to be easy when they start building track and we actually see stuff on the map, but let's just go to the very bottom here. There's Mahoney, there's no one there, so I don't actually know where the others are. Okay, that's well, I say the others, there's one more. That we found them in Schaefer, okay, and that is Jim Hill. So what we'll do is we will unpause it, and this has already got a furniture plant, so you would expect them to start to carry stuff over. Okay, fine. So again, just having a scoot around to see what industries we've got here. There's a mining company. Okay, that's probably going to be something that the AI will have a play about with. There's Gilmore there. Again, like previously, we're gonna have to wait for the AI to get going. I think it expects us to start to build first, but after a while, it does wake up in the end. Let's see, Newcomb over. No, okay. I've actually lost one of the AIs. All right. There's the one in Gilmore, then there's one in Spalding. Schaefer over here, which I think we'll probably end up buying that refinery. I'm actually going to start buying it now because, well, there's 2 things that can go there very close, so it makes sense me doing that while it's very cheap, and also while it's not having anything brought to it, because that will obviously inflate the price. So, yeah, that's fine. Has the AI got going in Gilmore? They have not. There is no industry over here for them, so they'll probably be carrying passengers and mail, although they might have stuff sort of going through later on. No, not too late. Mayor of Winnaker solicits railway. Yeah, fair enough. Looks like Schaefer is still not doing anything. There is, yeah, what they want. They want to carry. They want to have stuff going to the refinery. But is there anyone? Is there anyone close? As I said, I've lost one of the AIs. Oh, there we go. That's Otto von Bismarck, and they have a power plant. Okay, is there anything we can? It would be good buying that power plant now. I think so because it's quite cheap at 102,000 generic units of currency. That is cheap for industries in the game. Yeah, and there's a energy company just across the way, so that's probably going to be something that they're going to buy. Okay, so that's interesting. So it looks like Jay Cook had put a cheeky bid on that one. Okay. And oh wait, let's pause it a second. Pause. So it looks like in Gilmore here we have Jay Cook who has started to transport. Looks to be passengers. 4 sets of passengers over to here. The problem is there is a refinery, but there's nothing close for it to be. Yeah, for it to like be supplied with anything. So, okay, so they obviously spent a lot of money on that track there. All right, let's see if I can. I lost them again. Yes, I have. I think it was yeah, one over here, which we know about. Oh, hang on, wait, they've gone to the mining company. They've gone to the mining company. Why have they gone to the mining company? Are they going to bring all of the stuff up here? Is there? No, there's only a refinery there, and the refinery requires oil. Okay, so they must be going. If they've connected up to the ore here, they must be going somewhere with it. I'll keep an eye on that one. In Schaefer, they still haven't transported anything. Oh, hang on, wait. We have now. Yes. Okay, so you can see here, we've got Bismarck, who has used a lot of tunnels, 1, 2, 3 sets of tunnels, and actually technically a little bit of bridge to go over to the energy company, and that obviously will make them, bring stuff to the power plant, and then we make money that way. Okay, let's just unpause it and see how we get on. So it's over there in that corner. Yep, there we go. You can see the train getting built there, so we're going to start making money on that one. Hopefully they will start to transport stuff from the refinery, but we'll see. From here, hang on, wait, yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen. Okay, so in Spalding, I'm just going to buy out that smelter, because obviously they're now going to transport stuff from here over to there, which is good. That, I believe, is I think it's the most expensive. Why is Bismarck bidding on that? Bismarck really wants it, maybe because we've got their power plant. There's a 260 Mogul, but that's none of our business. Obviously, we don't bother. We're not in the train game, and that's something quite unique. The platform is, well, it's raised up quite a considerable amount. You can see there. I don't think I'd like to. Yeah, be there. Anyway, let's have a quick look at the industry report, goods, and see the price for things. And the most expensive is manufactured goods at 32, or gold at 50. Yeah, 50, of course, it's the most expensive. So there we go, we are now making money. They're making 50 a piece, I was making a tiny amount, so that's just how it is. Oh, hang on, wait, they have, yes, so we can see now, this is Jim Hill, who is carrying some of the oil over to our refinery. This is what we want. Okay, and they went over to food as well. So realistically, where they're going to go for that one? They're going to go down to this food plant here, aren't they? That's what's probably going to happen. So I'm just going to preemptively buy it out. Doing this is obviously really the most efficient way to buy stuff, because obviously nothing's been transported over, which means the AI doesn't really have any bearing on just how much money it will make. But there we go. Oh, no, I was going to say there we go. But Bismarck has just put another cheeky couple of bids on. Okay, I must have spoke too soon because I think the AI knows exactly what it's doing now. But we've got it for 158, and we've got it obviously very early on in the game, so that should be all good. I'm just going to have a cheeky pause while I survey the land, and they've went over to the cattle company. Is that right? Yes. So where would they be bringing that? They could be bringing it up to this stockyard here. That would make sense. Around here, what has gone on here? There's a power plant there. But I think they're just bringing manufactured goods over. Okay, I'm going to sell shares, and I'm going to start bidding on this stockyard, and I'm probably going to do something similar over here because there's a power plant that's it's available, and there's loads of stuff not going from this mining company, so I'm going to put a bid on that one as well. So yep, that's what we have to do in this game now. That's our lot in life, essentially. And there you go. So the food plant that we own in Mahoney is now being supplied with 2 sets of food. So that's going to be good for our business. We don't have this refinery, and I don't think I'm going to bother with it. So there you go. There's half maintenance costs on all trains. I'm actually going to place a bid because it's worth me having it and denying the opponents. Yeah, not for 110. You can see they've actually went over to here now. So, and they're going to be carrying probably food to that, which is all good. So we have that power plant. We have they haven't went down this way, which, well, to be fair, there's nothing over here, so why would there? Food is going over here to our food plant, which is good. Just going to have a quick look, see if they've went from Busati, I think it is. Looks like they have not. There's wine over there. That would be another obvious one, wouldn't it? To pick up, because there's 2 wineries around there. I'm going to do it. I'm going to pick that up. I am aware that I am tempting fate here by buying stuff that may never have anything go from it, but I have to do, you know, the sort of far sight and just hope that that's what's going to happen. Definitely not going to buy out that. We'll come down here. They have not went elsewhere. Over there. That's all right. So passengers and mail are being transported. We've got the Schaefer refinery that we own. Money is still rolling in, and we are not last. So valuations, J. Cook on top for 3.6 million, followed by Bismarck followed by ourselves on 2.1 million, and then Bismarck's just got past me. It's 2.2, and then finally Jim Hill on 1.7. So yeah, that's working out. So as best it can, obviously. So I'm surprised they haven't went over to these 2 ore companies. That would make total sense. And also there's this. Yeah, there's that there. That's a smelter, and there's these 2 right next to it. I'm gonna have to keep close attention on that one to see if they head over there. And obviously our job really is just to sort of run around the map and see where they expand to, but at the moment they don't seem to be doing. Oh, hang on, wait. I was going to say any of that, and I didn't realise there was 3. Here. Oh, stock exchange scandal, world markets in panic. Chairman admits to embezzlement. All right. Yeah, I was going to say I thought there was only. I thought there was only 1. 2 food fields. Yeah, cornfields, mills, and then there's another cornfield over there. Jim Hill is selling their stock at what I believe is an alarming rate. So, looks like they've expanded all the way to here. Okay. This guy has not gone anywhere else. And there's still loads of ore to be transported. So I don't know why they're not doing that, but none of our concern. Look at all that food there. Yeah. And a bit of power. So looks like they're building that train. It's going to come down here, through here, and around. This guy's gone up and around. Here's our food coming in. This is the stockyard. Don't know how many cars they've got. It appears to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. And I'm going to start buying some stock. I'm going to start buying some of Jim Hill's stock because it's quite cheap at the moment. Yes, okay. There was a couple of people on the previous video offering some advice and said what the best way of doing things was. Definitely going around the maps and seeing which one is the most fruitful for us when it comes to the sort of victory conditions. Victory screen there. I don't think we're going to get this one. Be the last railroad standing. You have bought out 0 of 3 competitors. I mean, obviously we have to buy out all of the opponents. And I still think, obviously we're actually reliant on the AI to do that work. Because we can't carry our own cargo nor build. But, see what we can do. I think this is obviously one of the better ones for the challenge. Oh, hang on, they've went all the way up to here, and what's there? Food. And then there's cattle across the way. Right, that stockyard's going to be mine. I will make sure of it. And there's the O'Toole stockyard. Bismarck's put a cheeky bid on that one. Bismarck, who currently owns about 50% of Jim, I should point out. That's obviously one of the advantages for this challenge is that, as far as I can recall, the AI does not liquidate. It just merges the railroads. So even if one of these is bought up by somebody else, that was a bit expensive. That paid 100,000 more than I'd liked, basically. Yeah, even if they do get bought out by another AI, at least we can still have our goods. And when it comes to buying stuff out for ourselves, we can't really liquidate. Hang on, where are they going with this one? Over to there. There is a refinery. Yeah, I mean, for ourselves, we can't really liquidate, because if we do that, then we're not having stuff being transported. Is that within the rules? I mean, we set the rules, so I guess so. What I mean to say is that, what are our options? It's either merge or liquidate. If we merge, we technically haven't built anything. We've just bought it out, which is, I think, within the spirit of the challenge. If we liquidate, say for example, all the way over here, say if we liquidate all of this, so we're not getting any money from the manufactured goods, we're not getting any money from, if it was over here, from the food, so I think we're going to have to do that, but then we will be making an income on the locomotives. Yeah, we will be. Alright, well, we'll see what we can do. That's some interesting incline. Alright. So, looks like at the moment we are not last. But there's not much in it. We've got that winery, but nobody's went over there. There's a 280 consolidation. Yeah. And we're like, remember, just on this little corner here in Murphy, all of this completely underserved by our railway. So they're going elsewhere. They haven't really gone elsewhere. I would have expected Jay to have headed over to Moeller's, I think it is. Moeller's. Because there's 2 gold mines here. And there's that smelter it's only 30 grand. I'm going to pick it up. For 30 grand. It's not going to be 30 grand now, is it? It's just going to shoot up. And it's never going to be served. Bismarck really wants it. I can't afford them to get it. Oh wow, they really want it. It's went from 30 to 180. That's a steep incline in 10 seconds. Okay. But every time we do this, we do, make our company more valuable. So that's good. Let's just have a look around here. Just following the track. Oh, where's that gone? That's going into here. Or have they come down? Yeah, Jim Hill's come around. Okay. Fine. Gonna buy a bit more of Jim's stock. Because we can. Don't know what's gone on there. It's like one of them goes underneath and through. How weird. So, looking at the charts. On the top, J. Cook, 9.6 million. On his heels, Otto Bismarck, Von, 8.3. Followed by ourselves at 5 million. And then finally, Pua Jim on 2.3. And, winery. They went through this vineyard. They're not carrying any wine yet. And there's loads of opportunity to do that. And obviously if we want to as well, something that we didn't discuss a lot of, we can build industries. But it's 500,000 to do so. Okay. Well, we'll do what we can. We own that. Pullman's Palace Car Patent. I'm hoping that the AI is just going to massively outbid each other. Well, it's already up to 120, so that's not nothing. It's still not as much as I'd like, but I can't afford to place 120 in that. I just can't. Start buying up more of my own stock. Just trying to value up our company, you understand. And once again, just having a look around, seeing where they go. That's some foundations there, isn't it? I wonder if the game just builds. Does that actually build completely down? No, you can actually see the juts out there. If I spin the camera around, you can see that a bit better. Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, sometimes it's like, is it just like infinitely deep and so it'll go like right underneath the map? But Mahoney has grown over to a metropolis. Probably because of the copious amounts of grain that's going there. Revenue. Should we check out our industry report? So, profit. I'm looking at that bit there. So that's minus 20. Minus 208 because nothing's been sent over there. Plus 250,000. Minus 108. The food plant in Mahoney, 1 million. It's earned as 1 million. Nothing in the smelter. Another smelter, 187 grand. Minus 202. For the other stockyard, it's plus nearly 3,000. And then the winery, minus 162. Because obviously we've not had anything go over there. Alright. I was going to say I don't recognise that, but Spalding was a tiny, I think it was just a little village with a smelter in it, but now not so much. Ooh, the game stuttered there, which doesn't necessarily mean anything, but I think, yeah, I was going to say bridges have been built, haven't they? Right, this is good for us because, again, they're taking it to this stockyard. Obviously, we bought out the stockyard here just for our own peace of mind, really, and it's probably never going to earn any money. This one, however, is making lots of cash. And I'm starting to close the gap money-wise. Sorry, valuation-wise, I should say, not money-wise. I'm on 8.1 million. After that, it's Otto Von Bismarck at 11 million and J. Cook on 13.5. Alright, that's good. Still haven't seen any trains run on this line here yet. I think they're too busy carrying food. Yep. Anything around here? Newcomb, that's where we got a power plant. No positive income on that one, sadly. There is a stockyard over here, and there is the cattle farm right next to it. Probably not worth me doing anything with. If we were to build, let's have that discussion. What would I do? Well, the winery, that's an easy one. And what about food? Food is not an easy one over here. Wouldn't probably bother with that one. There's a lot of demand for supply of food, but not we can't really make it. And passengers in mail would be obviously one of the main ones. From Garrison to Murphy to Atherholt. Okay. Let's have a little zip over here again, just to double check. Still haven't headed up north. Still haven't done that. But, well, you can't really force it. I wouldn't like to be the postie who has to deliver mail up there. Up there again. Right, get your steps in. Looks like they're bringing stuff from the Gilmore Ranch. I think it's 2 of them, actually. It is Jay Cook and Jim Hill. But this one here, they still haven't brought anything from, which is a bit of a shame. Okay. Just have a little look around again. Whoa! See that? See that artifact there? So that's the legs of the the bridges, but for some reason the whole thing's clipping out. Wow. It looks like the rails patent is getting bid on by, it looks to be everybody. 220,000. So that's good for us. Yeah, we own that winery, but nothing else is going there. So that's a shame. We are closing in on Bismarck when it comes to valuation, which is good. I mean, this AI here, there's the 462 Pacific. I bet we passed the first victory condition. Yeah, okay. I have a feeling it's going to be the same as before, that we might survive, but I'm not going to be able to buy anyone out. I have a feeling that's how it's going to go. Yeah, this AI could have absolutely... Jay Cook could have cleaned up on this one. Even if they didn't have this refinery here. It's right next door. Just spurring up to here and transporting those 2. It's like... It's an easy win. It's an easy win. So, buying someone out. How much would it cost me? For Jim Hill, 9 million. For Jay Cook, there's still some shares there to be bought out, but that'll be quite expensive. New technology makes farming a cakewalk. Corn meal prices on the rise. Okay. And, oh, there's Jim. Poor Jim. It's been bought out by Bismarck. So all of this is now Bismarck's, which means we've now got 3.7 million because we had 20 or 30% of Jim Hill. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking. What if I was to just save up my money and buy out Bismarck? I think that's the only way I'm going to win. I can spend this money on buying out the rest of my shares. I could do that. And it's only going to cost about 2 million. But that's 2 million, more than I want to spend. And if I was to save the money and buy out one of these companies and merge it, not liquidate, we'll get all of the money from the transport of goods, and then that might give us the edge in the next 66 years to be the last railroad standing. I fear that is my only option. Otherwise, I just won't have the in-game time, if that makes sense. The game will end again before anything else. Okay. Well, obviously they're going to keep expanding then. What on earth's... What's gone on there? Oil well. Where would they be bringing that to? They might be bringing it up. No, they wouldn't go that way because it's there. That's already in place. But then it's the AI, and we can't really guess what the AI is going to do. Okay, fine. Well, we'll just hold our nerve. I think that's all I can really... I'm pretty sure that's all I really can do, to be honest. What is... mean, could I buy out J? Would it be easier buying out J? No. I think Bismarck is the way to go. There's still some shares to be bought from J. But Bismarck is 20 grand now. It's probably going to be nearly 30 by the time we even get there, if we get there. But yeah, as soon as I buy them out, our money will skyrocket, and we own Jim and Bismarck. That's 2 of the 3. 5 years have went past, and I've only earned about 500,000. Yeah, that does. I was going to say fill me with dread. That's a bit of an exaggeration. Obviously not, but it is alarming. Okay. 2A2 Mikado. One of the things that is advantageous with this challenge is that we at least get to see the full range of all of the locomotives. Have they not still went over there? Oh, whoa! There's a tunnel going through there. Where's that tunnel? Where is that tunnel going to? That's Bismarck. And there's a tunnel. There's 2 tunnels. And I would have thought I'd seen it. Ah, gold. Hang on a second. Pause. So they went all the way under there. And then they're bringing that to... Where are they bringing that to? I don't know where they're bringing that to. Yeah, that's interesting. So they've tunnelled all the way to... all the way to here. They're either going to take it to or they're going to take it to... I'm not even going to attempt that. To this one here. To Woo. And the way Bismarck is bidding on this, feels like that's what they're going to do. Yeah, I'm going to pay for this, aren't I? Well, I don't have a choice. Because we really need to get in the gold business, and Bismarck really wants it. That's probably where they're heading next. We've got it for 316,000, a lot more than I wanted to pay. But, yeah. It is what it is. At least we have secured, I think, all of the production of gold on the map. Western Gold Rush fuels passenger travel. Okay. Yeah. It feels like that's what they're going to do. Don't know why they had those 2. And I still don't know why nothing's been taken over from the cattle company. That's all good. Let's have a look over here. We've got... the winery still not served. I don't know if the AI builds industries from scratch. I have a feeling it doesn't, but I don't know what I'm basing that on. Other than, well, I've just not... I can't recall ever seeing it. Yeah, I think this is going to head over that way. I mean, it could head over here as well. Either way, good for us, because we own both. Refinery. That's on the top of the hill. But it's literally like the nearest thing is here. I'm not paying 2,000 for that. They can have it. They can have it for that. There's no way. All right. We have 6 million. No, we have 5.6. We're valued at nearly 17,000. J. Cook on 25,000 and Bismarck on... It actually went down. I think it was on 20 for a moment. It's now went underneath that. It's 19.8. Okay. Well, to still be in existence as a company at this stage is still, I think, quite impressive. But I'm not too sure if I'll have the time. 52 years remaining, and in that time I've only earned a couple of million. Actually, that's not true, because I've spent obviously a fair bit on things. I could start selling some of my stock and then buying buying people out. Would it be best to buy some J. Cook stock? Because would it not laterally make Bismarck cheaper? No, because we'd have to own them. Okay. We're now really undervalued. Well, it's more of a realistic valuation, I would imagine. Still haven't moved from here, which is a shame. Still haven't transported anything from there. That's still not made any money. Yeah, maybe it is a good idea to do what I've done and preemptively buy stuff out. But if we just have a quick look at the industries, I'm going to count the minuses. So minus 200,000, call it 290. Well, that food plant's made 3.5 million. 2, 3, 450 maybe. 7, 9. Over $1 million worth of loss from buying out those industries that haven't had stuff over. But if we waited for them to have stuff transported to them, and then bought them at the realistic price considering their production line, would I have wasted more money? I don't know. I'm not too sure on that one. That gold mine is working hard. These ones, not so much. We're back to over 17 million valuation. Bismarck is only worth, well, it's 18 now. If I get within distance of being able to buy out Bismarck, I will happily sell all my shares completely. I can make about, I reckon, 7 million selling all my shares. That's exceptionally risky doing like that, because then J. Cook can just come in and absolutely clean up. Okay. P5A class. Freight electric locomotive. I reckon if I get to 10 million... I reckon if we get to 10 million and then I just sell the rest of my shares, 45 years remaining. Oh, they've got a neighbour. Yeah, morning, I'm just going to go and collect the milk and the paper. Door opens, and then, yeah, and all the way downhill. I mean, imagine not getting on with your neighbours up here. Oh, there's a noise complaint. Where else would you move to? I'm going to go into the city where it's quiet. To be fair, they probably are up to no good. That keeps, yeah, surprising me when we come over here. Have they done anything with the gold? No, they haven't. I don't know if me buying out that smelter triggers the AI to change its plans. That could be a thing. Growing families demand more beef. Yeah. There's goods report. No one's carrying wine or grapes at all. Oh, look at the price for gold. It risen up there to over 60,000 generic units of currency, and then it's just sort of been bouncing up and down all the way between 40 and 50. All right. Yeah. I mean, this food plant is profit 4.2 million. Yep. That alone has kept us in the game. But the AI seems to have thrown in the sponge. Yeah, I'm so glad I didn't buy that refinery. We are valued at 19 million. Bismarck is only 22.5, and they have a vast network. Okay. Like I said, I think my goal is 40 years remaining. I think whatever comes first, 10 million or 20 years. Even then, I think that 20 years is cutting it fine. Probably 30 years is more realistic. Where's that oil going? The oil's going there. I'm sure that had oil wagons on the back of it. Coming here, I mean. But there's no point in that. I've stopped trying to question the AI. 8.6 million for our straight up amounts. There's a food plant over there. That'd be good. But we're already in the food business and we're cleaning up in Mahoney. They went through the Saltback vineyard, yet they haven't just sort of spared off over to here. Other noise of sparing also available as opposed to. Anyway, this mining company, this Simmons Mining and Milling Company, is doing nothing. Mollier's Mining and Milling, and the Mollier's Gold Mine, nothing. Absolutely nothing. We are now valued at 20 million. We could easily improve that by buying out the rest of our stock. I'm not going to. In fact, if anything, I'm going to be selling stock. The F-Series passenger locomotive. 80 miles an hour max speed. 35 years remaining. So 15 until my self-imposed deadline. Okay. And it appears that the AI has pretty much just ceased all real building operations now. I know in the previous video someone suggested even changing the difficulty, knocking it down if need be. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. The challenge is already difficult enough on normal difficulty. Yeah, we could like put the routing up to really difficult and put the yeah, the difficulty goes the routing difficulty goes right up, but the yeah, but the actual like game difficulty goes down. Doing it that way would mean that the AI has to deal with all of that, and they are now bidding on each other. I'm hoping that whoever gets it, it's going to spur them on to build more. Anything just to work up the building side of them again. There you go, 190,000 for a 10-year exclusivity patent. How much money is this making us? That's this smelter. Is it the first thing we bought? No, second thing I think. It's made us nearly $1 million. Over here, this will be making us money as well. Not as much as I thought. Only 220,000. Yeah, okay. Well, there's the 10 mil. There is the 10 million. If I was to sell some shares, I would get $1 million. But every time we do that, you can see it's going to devalue some of that. 484 Golden State. Looks nice. Okay. Up here, still not building anything. Okay. Is anything in the mountains up here? Yeah, Cunningham. A winery. And there is a vineyard down there. Yeah, I don't think that would really make anything. In Simmons over here, there is oil right next to it, and obviously we would really want to benefit from that, but alas, we cannot. We can't build. So Bismarck's valuation is only going up, and our money isn't going up as fast as I'd like. So I'm at 12.7, and it's going to be it's 21 at the moment to buy them out. I don't know if the AI is eyeing each other up or not. As in, have they went, I can buy that person out, and they're both sort of, that's why they're not building. They're thinking, yes, I can save up the money. But I think that there's a universal... counterfeit grapes take a bite out of prices. Well, nobody's in the grape business, so it's not going to affect anyone. Yeah, if there's one thing you can take away, I think, and it's universally accepted, that in this game, you just keep building. You just keep building and building and building and building and expanding, carry more stuff. It's all about that transport. Well, not this challenge, but in general, when you're playing the game as it was intended. So we're on 13 million. My concern is there anything I can sell? Can I sell that? I can't because that's the last bit. Can I? No, can't delete that section of track. Thought not. My concern is if these 4 bits of my stock, what happens if those change colour and not to blue, to green or orange, indicating that the AI is starting to buy my company out. Yeah. Where are we at on timelines here? 25 years. Okay. Don't have a choice. I don't have a choice. At least I don't feel like it. Right, there's all of my stock completely sold. That concerns me. That concerns me a lot. Because we're just sitting ready to be bought out. I mean, we're still valued at a good amount. It's still millions for them to bid on this. To buy me out completely. Basically, if that happens, it's game over. I just have to abort the mission and start buying out my own stock again. But I'm sitting on 19.5 million. More stock market wars. Let's see. 22 years remaining. And we've bought out Bismarck. And because of that, I now own Jim Hill as well. I don't know where that money came from, but I'm not going to question it. So I've not built anything. I've not built any track. I've not bought out any trains. What I am doing is now reaping the rewards from what Bismarck and Jim have sown. Mainly, however, this. The food plant that we've owned for a long time. There's the GP series. We've owned for a long, long time. And now the money's rolling in. 12 million to buy out Jay Cook. We have less than 20 years. No, we have exactly 20 years. I will start to buy my own stock because we are in a very perilous position not owning any of the stock. Or do I? Do I just wait? I'm going to sit on this. As soon as that there, if that ever ticks over to any sort of, if that ticks over to green, the first bar, I mash the buy button until this goes into the red. That's the plan. 12 million at the moment to buy out J. And in... Darn it. I was going to say in 2 years we've only made $1 million. Okay. Well, there's nothing else I can do. I can't upgrade anything. I can't build. I just need to wait. And hope that we get there in time. So I've got no shares to sell. I could start altering trains. Even if I don't build, I could start to either upgrade or alter the routes. But I think, again, that is against the spirit of the challenge, in that we don't build and we don't place trains. We haven't done that, we just bought them. And now we're operating them as a just different company. So I don't know why I'm looking over here, because this will never change. Because, you know, that's not our company, it's just J over here. Well, as I said, it's, early on, they could have absolutely cleaned up if they were to head over here. But they haven't. I guess now we do own that refinery as well. Where are we on? We're on 4 million. And 15 years remaining. This is going to be so close. At the moment, it's a third of the way there. So, we just have to wait. Is there anything I can do to increase money? I could start to delete bits of track. Is that fair? Like this bit here, I could delete that, sell it. Is that within the rules? Well, as we said, we set the rules, so I guess it is. We're not building, and we're not buying trains. We're just selling bits of track, stuff that's not had anything run on it. Like, so this is never going to have anything run on it, and we gain money from that. It just feels, however, that altering the track in any way is, like I said, not true to the spirit of the challenge. 12 years remaining. We are halfway there to buying out J. Cook. Our company has just passed a 29,000 valuation. And money is now 7 million, almost. But they're now valued at 12.7. There's so much wastage on this line as well. Like, we could really change things up. 50,000. It's nothing for us now. But if they bid on it, I might have to put extra more in. Yeah, there you go. So you can have it for 60, no problem. I'm just keeping an eye on their valuation. Is that going to shoot up? Not really. Where are we on? 10 years remaining. 8.2 million. They're now 13. We're catching up. We are catching up. Honestly, I think the workhorse was this thing, this food plant. Profit, 7.8 million. And now, we're getting all the money from actually transporting some food to it. That's the thing about owning the industry. If you own it, you gain, I don't know how much percentage of the transported amount. Let's see, 20. And that was earning, I did catch it again. So it's 20 a piece for the grain cars. But how much does this make? It makes for each carload 10 grand. Wow, that actually genuinely surprises me it was that much. I thought it was only like 10 or 20%. Not half. 7 years remaining. 10.5 million. And they're valued at 13.2. It's going to be so close. It's going to be so down to the wire. And anything can happen. If they start buying my stock, it's game over. If something bad happens, like an industry fails, then that's bad too. That's far too close for comfort. But the original challenge, play the game without actually playing the game. We started off in Murphy with this little bit of track, and we decided that we didn't want to be in the railroad business, and we wanted to be in the buying other industries business, and that's what we've done. Win or lose, or just survive. I think we've done as much as I could possibly do. $12.4 million. 13.4 million. 4 years remaining. Wow. Well, we're just passing. Wine stores run low. Army called out. Nobody's in the wine business. But if that popped up and said, "Oh yeah, manufactured goods is gone," or actually, I say, there's not really been much ore being transported all the way up here. Certainly not. Where we at? 3 years remaining. We have 13.6, 13.7. Merge. That's been a bit of railroads. 2 years remaining. Complete by 1970. Be the last railroad standing. Bought out all of the opponents. Well, we'll run the clock down. And that is a victory condition. Nobody else is in existence. So, as standard, surely that's, by any definition, a win by us. 1 year remaining. And we can even start buying out our own stock now. But yeah, I think we have given ourselves, obviously, an advantage on this one, having this map. Steamboat Captain. We have won, because there's nobody else in existence. But it's not President. I don't think we'll ever get that. Let's go to exit and call it there for a bit of railroads. I think we adhere to the spirit of the challenge with the whole merger thing, and I think we can class that as a win. Definitely would like to hear what you think in the comments, as opposed to next time. Obviously, there's all of these we can attempt that same thing on, but I actually want to start playing the game again. I've got that challenge out my system. But if you want to see that challenge again or something similar, or if you have any tips, comments, suggestions for other ones, or if you would like to see them on the more historical maps, then let me know. And as always, we will go from there. Hopefully it's been a chill one, not towards the end though. 3 years remaining, I think it was, maybe 2 years remaining before we managed to buy them out, but we did manage to do it, and that was the whole point. Either way, that's been a bit of Railroads. Hope you have enjoyed it, and as always, comments in the comments. Thanks very much for watching, take care, and generic partings.